Welcome everyone to Firearm Fury. Thanks for joining. Hey, if you're new to the channel, go ahead and hit the subscribe button down there in the bottom right corner. What I've got for you today is a review of one of my favorite pistols, the Glock 35. Now, you may be asking yourself, what is a Glock 35? Well, full-sized Glock is a Glock 17, which is 9mm, and a Glock 22, which is 40 caliber. Now the only difference is one shoots a 9 and one shoots a 40 caliber. The frame size is the exact same. So, what's a Glock 35? Well, as the Glock 22 is to the Glock 17, the Glock 35 is to the Glock 34. The Glock 34 is the same size, the frame is the same size as the 17 and the 22, but the Glock 34, the slide is about an inch longer. So Glock 35, well, it's the same thing as the Glock 17, same frame size as the 17 and the 22, but the slide is like the Glock 34. It just has an inch longer slide, which means an inch longer barrel. The sights are an inch further apart, and it's chambered in 40 caliber. Great. So besides the slide, what's the difference between the Glock 22 and the Glock 35? Well, they're both chambered in 40 caliber. And obviously the slide's inch longer, barrel's an inch longer, sight radius is an inch longer, as we have discussed. Now the Glock 35 and the Glock 34 are designed for competition. The slide's longer, now it has this little cutout, which is different from the stock 17 and 22 slides. And this mag release button, that's a little bit larger. Now I'll go over this in detail close up here in a minute. And then you've got this extended slide release, which is actually really handy. And then the only other part is that the trigger, the trigger's supposed to be better. Now I don't know if this is just my brain or what, but the trigger does seem better than the stock Glock trigger. Now if anyone has more information on this, please go ahead and share that with me in the comments. Now this is a Glock Gen 4. As you can see, it's got the finger grooves. And one other thing to mention, the Glock 34 and Glock 35 have the option for the MOS cutout, which allows you to put a red dot or a reticle on your pistol. Now I do have that cutout on this Glock. So those are pretty much the only differences between the Glock 35, 34 compared to the Glock 17 and 22. And don't worry, this is not just all show and tell video. I will be going out and doing some shooting with this, doing some accuracy tests. Now the question is, why did I choose 40 caliber? Well, I happen to love 40 caliber, but I also happen to love 9mm. So why did I get 40? It's because I love both of those rounds. And the awesome thing with Glock is, if you have a 40 caliber Glock, you can buy a conversion barrel for, well, anywhere from about $100 to as much as you want to spend. And you can shoot 9mm with a simple magazine change. And I'll show you that later here in the video. So stay tuned for that. Come on out to the range and we'll do some shooting. Then we'll come back here and do a little field strip and show you the close-up of the gun. Well, alright, here we've got the Glock 35 and we've got a target out there about 20 yards or so. Go ahead and test the accuracy, see what kind of accuracy we can get out of it. Now first I'm going to test just some factory bullets, 180 grain factory bullets. Then I've got some reloads that I'm going to test. We're going to see if there's any difference or kind of just in general how accurate this thing is. I've got some a can of pop out there and a container full of dirt. Off is the factory bullets. I'll be aiming at that middle target, shooting C target. Well, that was fun. Now I'll go ahead and shoot some reloads. Now these are going quite a bit faster using long shot, and I really love long shot for 40. It really gets them going. Let's see if we can't hit that can on top and that container full of dirt now. Well, I got that container pretty good. Pretty good group, huh? Put my pointer finger up to it and it'll give you an idea of group size there. All right, let's go ahead and show you a close-up here. There it is, as you can see, the Glock 35. Now I did change one thing. I've got these night sights on it with the blacked out rear, which I like. And here's the other side. Now I've already checked it to make sure it's clear, but for video's sake, we'll go ahead and make sure it's clear. Nothing's in the barrel, good to go. So there it is, and I'll go ahead and do a field strip now. So it's cocked, and I'm going to check again to make sure it's clear. Yep, it's clear. So I'm going to pull the trigger. How I like to field strip it is you've got this little edge right here you can grab with your middle finger. So I grab that I use two fingers, grab that, and then you've got these little levers on both sides there, and then on the other side there you got to pull those down, make sure the trigger's depressed, and then pull the slide back a little bit, pull those two things down, pull it forward. There you go, you've got the frame. This frame will work on a 17, Glock 17, Glock 22, Glock 34, and Glock 35. Now here you've got the Glock 34 frame. What you can do if you don't want that long frame is you can just stick a Glock 17 or 22 slide on here. Now to take out the barrel, just push this recoil spring, pull it out, and you've got your barrel. You'll notice when I'm shooting videos with this Glock, when I'm shooting 9mm, I use cast bullets. But when I shoot 40 caliber, I do not use cast bullets in this. The reason is because Glock uses a, hopefully I'm saying this right, may not be saying this right, polygamy rifling. So it's not cut rifling like other ones are. The grooves are not quite as distinct as rifle cut barrels. And what that causes is it causes higher pressures, and it causes a better seal of gas. So if you've got a Glock barrel, factory Glock barrel, you're going to need to shoot full metal jackets or hollow points. They just need to be jacketed. You shouldn't shoot lead out of them. Now, as I said earlier, this is a Lone Wolf Alpha barrel. It's a 40 caliber to 9mm conversion barrel, and I can shoot 9mm in this Glock. Watch my other videos. I shoot a lot of 9mm in this. Actually, that's primarily what I shoot in this. But I do love 40 caliber. It has that extra power. Anyways, all you do is, just like you were replacing it with a 40 caliber barrel, go ahead and slide the barrel in, get your recoil spring, push it back in there, make sure it sits in place in the barrel. You'll see right there, there's a little groove where it fits in. Alright, so put the recoil spring in, have it sit in that little groove, and then all you do is you just line it up with these, with the rails on the gun. You just line it up. Now, this gun's quite dirty. I haven't cleaned it in a while. Should be, but I haven't. So you just slide it on there. And there you go, good as new. And I can shoot 9mm out of it. Pretty awesome, huh?
Well, now you've seen a close-up of the Glock 35, gone through the field strip. Pretty simple to break down. You've seen the accuracy. Honestly, as you can tell from the footage, it was kind of windy that day. I didn't shoot the best, probably could have shot better, but it was decent. At least you can get some kind of idea with that. I have shot this gun much better than that, but that was the accuracy that day, so I guess take it as it is. Anyhow, I've had this for, I don't know, 3-4 years. I actually upgraded from a Glock 22, which I loved, but I kind of wanted the longer sight radius for greater accuracy and the little longer barrel for a little bit more velocity. And I've really loved this thing. I'm not going to go back to a Glock 22, and if I wanted to, all I'll have to do is get a slide for it and slap it on here. But I really love this with 40 caliber. I don't think I've had any jams or anything. It's worked completely flawless. It's been an absolute great gun. Now, I do have to warn you, I am a little biased. I do love Glocks. They just feel so good in my hand. They work great. I do love Glocks. And like I said before, the only upgrade I've done to this is I've just put different sights on it. The suppressor sights with the front sight being a night sight. Other than that, I mean, it's stock. Really love it. As I said before, I really do think that trigger is upgraded from the Glock 34s and 35s compared to, well, all the other Glocks. So I think that is an upgrade, and I really do like that. Now, with any striker fire pistol, you know, the trigger is a little stiff, a little on the heavier side, which is, you know, it's built that way for a reason, since it is striker fire. Now, you say there's no safeties on this. Well, you're right. There's no manual safety, and this is all personal opinion. And if you want a safety, that's completely fine. I understand.
But in my mind, you know, your safety on any weapon, you shouldn't rely on a manual mechanism for being safe with a firearm. So I think it's all in the mind, you know, just keeping the full four gun safety rules in mind, pointing in a safe direction, making sure your fingers off the trigger. So to me, having that manual safety, you know, it's not a deal breaker for me. But as I say, shot flawlessly. The only issues I've had with this is actually with the 9mm barrel, that conversion. If you're shooting some factory, kind of some low power factories, maybe some 115 grainers or something, sometimes I've had an issue with them not cycling well just because it's a little low power. I think they must use a different recoil spring with the 40s than they do the 9s. I don't know for sure, but I think they must, because sometimes it doesn't eject those very well. But I reload most of my 9mm ammunition, and I do 125 grains. I do it a little hotter, and it works fine. It works great, in fact. And the only other little thing is sometimes the shells eject weird and they can hit you. If you're shooting 940, obviously that's not a problem, but with 9mm, I feel like sometimes they do. Not really too big of an issue for me, and I love to be able to switch out to 9 within 30 seconds and then swap back to 40 caliber within 30 seconds. It's really awesome. I love that versatility and just be able to do that in one gun. You know, have 9 and 40 in one range gun. You know, you can spend a little extra money on it, get this upgraded version, and you've got a 9 and 40 there for you. So I really do love that, and in general I love Glocks. I just love how they shoot. They feel comfortable to me. They might not look as nice and as sexy as some other guns, but you know, they do the job. So I carry this around on the ranch for coyotes, for squirrels, and you know, I love it. It's just always on my side when I'm out of the ranch, and this thing's just a great gun. Great gun. Love Glocks. Had the Model 22 before this. Loved that thing. I love this thing even more. Hope you enjoyed the video. Now remember to like and subscribe. Hey, I just wanted to tell you one other thing. So I'm gonna be doing a scope giveaway here on this channel in probably a month or two. I'll be giving away 3 scopes. So stay tuned to the channel. Make sure that notification bell is on so you know when the giveaway video comes out. It'll have all the details, and I'll do reviews on all the scopes so you know what you're getting. Stay tuned for further details, and I'll see you next time.